Good morning. You're listening to WIFO-FM in Jessup. 105.5 on your FM dial. Big Dog Country Radio, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Monday morning, the 9th day of August. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
We're FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings restaurant in Jessup is now open for business, practicing social distancing, but still serving that great food that Damon's is famous for. Come inside or come through the drive-thru, but Damon's is open inside and welcomes back its customers. The menu's the same, the service is fast, and the food is fantastic, and the sauces remain the same, mild, wild, insane, or inferno. The number is the same, 588-WING, 588-9464. Damon's Restaurant on West Cherry Street in Jessup. Dining room now open for business. Come on in and enjoy a great meal today.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Country Financial is ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for home insurance according to J.D. Power. Why am I sharing such big news instead of some mascot or movie star? Because at Country Financial, we don't invest in all that. We invest in our clients. Call me, Stephanie, at 912-588-1051 at Sean O'Quinn's office to learn more about Country Financial's J.D. Power award-winning home insurance.
For J.D. Power 2020 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, or Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. And good morning, Bob. How you doing?
I'm good.
You doing good? You enjoyed the scrimmage on Friday?
Yeah, CNS weren't too bad.
They weren't too bad. That's good. I'm good. Yeah. Because I've been there before, that field before, and it's like, this is where they breed and then they go from.
It was just, I didn't know they were having 2 games at one time. It's hard to keep up with
the two games. Well, you had 2 games at one time?
Yeah, they had 2. The JV was on one side of the field, varsity was on one side of the field. It was just hard to keep up with.
It was a scrimmage. Yeah. So it was more like a practice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
more like a glorified practice that
glorified practice, just different situations. So it was hard to tell what was going on. So.
All right. Well, we have Ralph Hickox in here, county commissioner, also who has thrown his hat in the ring to run for mayor of Jessup. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Excellent?
Excellent.
All right. So how long have you been county commissioner here in Wayne County?
Well, this would be, I was going into my 8th year.
So you're finishing up 7?
This will be finishing up 7. I would have been going into my 8th year.
You would have been going to 8th if you'd have stayed in there. But, from what you told me, and I want to relay this story here, is the fact that, that you had called David Earl to, to talk to him about his decision of not running for mayor and trying to encourage him to stay in there and that kind of stuff. And next thing you know, he's encouraging you to run for mayor. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't be a better ambassador than David Earl Keith, for the Lord's sake. He's just an outstanding mayor. I don't think anybody would argue that point. So when I heard that, I was pretty distraught about it. I called him up, and you can't do it. You got to stay in. I've done my best talking about it, and he, like I said, you know how David Earl is. He flipped it around on me, and telling me I need to run for it, and I'm thinking, I told him, I said, well, Dave, what more can I bring to the table as the mayor? You're the perfect mayor already. And he started talking about Ralph. You're so invested in downtown, financially and otherwise. And I think everybody knows the passion I've got for the city of Jessup. I've always portrayed that. And, the vision, I always had this vision about growing things down there and about how we can make things better in our city. He felt like that vision that I have for it would be a factor that would be what would help. My biggest worry is, I guess, was I'm not the most best speaker when it comes to just ambassador type
off the cuff type stuff.
Yeah, I'm not great at that. Maybe I need to get an Aaron to help me or something. But if I'm passionate about it, you can't shut me up. You know how that is.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about it is when you start giving these speeches, if you win, you got to watch their time period there, Ralph.
Just don't get me on something I'm passionate about. and I do love.
I just kidding with you. We're out there, but did you make the decision at that moment, or did you talk to Jamie and say I want to throw my hat in the ring? When did after you got off the phone with him?
I was pretty torn about it.
When did you make the decision?
I talked to that was on Tuesday, and then I talked to Jamie about it a good bit, and then after I talked to Jamie, I wanted to make sure that if this was something I did, that I had the full support of the people I'd be working with. So I took time to call every single city commissioner. I wanted to know if I had their support. Mm-hmm. And so I called them. I did. All of them it was a very good conversation. They all seemed pretty excited about the opportunity of working together. After calling all them, then I start checking on the legal end of it, what would be required in a county commissioner resigning. And I want to make sure, it was important to me to make sure that my position was replaced by the people and not by an appointment.
Okay.
So, because I wanted the people to make that decision. And I probably would have not done it if I thought it was going to be by an appointment. And it will be. It will be by the people get the opportunity to replace me, which is important to me. And that was where the decision came in.
Well, you called up the current city commissioners and to get their input on, you throwing your hat in the ring, and they said, go for it. Basically, did you get any communication from any other commissioners here in Wayne County that thanked you for doing this?
Yeah, thanked me for doing this. They all seem to be happy, or they all seem to be on board with let's do some positive things.
Everybody was on board with it. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. That's what that was the sense I got from it. I think like me, don't like me. I think most people know my passion for the city, and they know my passion for the growth, and I have these crazy ideas, but I'm good at making them happen. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm most energetic about, is trying to take those ideas and those plans. A lot they already got on the books. The city already has it going on anyway. Financially they're sound. They have good continuity between them. They've already been doing a lot of positive things. Look what they've done with Cracker Williams Park, and the plan they brought the University of Georgia down to do to show them how to direct the town and to improve the town. And I'd like to take up that same plan that they got from the University of Georgia, and they've already worked on a lot. But I'd like to, like y'all may have noticed that the Jessup over the railroad, that was part of that. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that was all part of the plan, and I want to just jump aboard that with enthusiasm and try to just help push that forward. But beyond that plan, some of the things I'm looking at is, that there's not an economic development authority for the city, and so a lot of the commerce that comes to town outside of the downtown kind of comes in a haphazard way. I'd like more to find that. Mm-hmm. I also like to see about expanding the opportunity zone if possible. The opportunity zone is very important to Jessup. If you could expand that into the Kmart area and the McDonald's area, that would be a dramatic impact. For those that don't know what that is, the downtown area has been designated as an opportunity zone. If someone makes a business investment there, and they buy the property, they get 25% tax credits, state tax credit for the purchase. At any kind of remodel they do or fixing up they do, they get 1/3 of the value of what they put in is also a tax credit. And then for every employee they hire over 2, they get $5,000 per year for 5 years. And these credits are transferable. So what that does is that'll help encourage or induce people to want to invest in that area. That's the object of it. So if an area is depressed, it will cause it to grow. So if I can help expand that area possibly into other parts of Jessup that needs the growth as well, that would, you're talking about adding a tax base, you're talking about sales tax, ad valorem tax. Those are things that's going to definitely would help us out. Now, and the other thing that I'm looking at is, the county, Bob, is primarily centralizes recreation, which is a good thing. Although your centralization of your parks, that's where your baseballs play, stuff like that. But back when I grew up in Homeland, Georgia, we used to have community parks, and you could walk to the park during the summer and do pickup games, baseball or softball, basketball. It kept kids out of trouble, and our centralization of our park system has kind of left a void, in my opinion, where the kids in local communities don't have that place to walk up and like you just might walk to the pool or walk to Hall Richardson and do pickup games. I'd like to make sure that we have these parks in place, these community parks in the different parts of town for the kids to go to, and one step further, create some mentor programs where maybe during the summer when school's out, that you got mentors or volunteers there to help facilitate activities, maybe work with the churches about some snacks and drink. That way the kids, when school's out, they still have that community park they walk up to, they can have pickup games, they can play, but not just for the kids, but also stuff for the adults. You had your leisure services. That's an important aspect of the community, is what they have to do.
Okay, so you got ideas for economic growth, you got ideas for recreation for the youth and for the elderly and adults. And we got Ralph Hickox in here this morning, County Commissioner, going to be running for Mayor of Jessup. And when will be your last day as a County Commissioner?
Well, anyway, those are just the ones I got on top of my head. I got a lot more ideas, but this is only 30
more
minutes.
Ideas. I'm just recapping what you just said.
Yeah, this is only 30 minutes.
I was just recapping what you just said.
If you want to tell them all, if you got another hour and a half.
No, I was just recapping what you just said there, and then we're going to move on to other subjects about that. I wasn't wrapping up there, Ralph.
Okay, I was checking.
But we did get a text in. It says you can always text in here at 912-427-3711. It says, in good humor. So, when you text stuff, you don't get that voice inflection. You don't get the face. All you get is just dry words. But it says, in good humor, how can you abandon Kevin?
I'll tell you what, the honest truth on that is I toiled over that because me and Kevin are good friends. And but, I have to believe this is an election year coming up. And honestly, me and Kevin have fought very hard for, the main thing is for accountability and for the money, trying to make sure the money is accountable for. And the county is in better shape financially. We talked about that the last meeting I come in here. It's time for the people to cast a vote at what they want. It's kind of a referendum election, if you will, on all of us.
Okay.
And so as far as Kevin goes, Kevin's fixing to get some help because the people it's time for people to make that decision of who they want in there, and make sure that who they want in there, when you qualify the people, are y'all going to work together? Are y'all all for this same thing? It's time to find that out. And
what district do you represent in Wayne County?
Wayne County, the 5th district.
That's the 5th district, which a lot of that is in the city of Jessup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically Cherry Street South. It does come around on the west side up to all the way up Ski Lake area.
Okay, so it's the greater Jessup area there in that area. Ralph Hickox in the studio with us this morning.
What was your question? You had another question before that.
Yeah, you answered it.
Okay.
Yeah, you answered it. You answered it, Ralph. And so, then I said, I mentioned to you the fact that you are running for mayor. Yeah, I know that when David Earl Keith ran for mayor, he was very passionate about wanting to be mayor, but he never wanted to run against Herb. And so when Herb decided to run for county commissioner and step down as mayor, he got in there, and he has been a top spokesman, advocate, a cheerleader for the city of Jessup. And how will you fall in those shoes, Ralph?
That I can't. You can't compare me to David Earl. I mean, I don't know who can be an ambassador like David Earl. I mean, he was the part. He was a perfect representative. So if that's what you're looking for is the perfect ambassador, I'm probably not the guy. But what I do have is I have a vision. I'm good at making things happen.
Yeah, we have the vision, and I think that you have the passion.
Yes.
Knowing you for the years I have, you do have a passion for the city of Jessup.
Yes.
I mean, look how much money you've invested in downtown. And
I love downtown.
I mean, if it wasn't for Ralph Hickox, the Strand wouldn't be back there. We had Strand Bistro. You got the steakhouse. Now you have sold, of course, the bistro and the steakhouse.
I still own the building,
but you still own the building.
Yeah.
And you're still involved with them, and then you have the Strand, and of course you got the Jessup Drive-In out there.
Forest Group.
And so, what's that?
Fort Stewart.
Yeah, Fort Stewart. I'm trying to keep it here in Jessup right now. So you've got all that. So you've put your money where your mouth is, which is in downtown Jessup. And I know that a lot of people will look at that when it comes time to, we want a person who really is interested in the city of Jessup and doing the best for it.
But I'm going to have to work on the part about the whole kissing baby thing and and being a great ambassador. I'm going to have to work on that. Like I said, I may have to have a little bit of help.
You did read that book I recommended to you a few years ago.
I did.
You need to read it again.
And I realized that most of the stuff in there I had problems with. Wait a minute, I don't do that. But
read it again for a refresher, okay?
I will, I promise you. It is, and that is important.
Read it, live it.
I'll do my very best to try to be a good ambassador. But what I do bring to the table is I do have a passion for it. I think I've shown that. I've shown I can make things happen, and I will do that.
Now, you do live in the city, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you live above the theater.
Above the theater.
That's where y'all live, is above the theater right in downtown Jessup.
And we've actually just bought a house I'm working on right now over on Cypress Street, and we're going to move. We're going to take the because when you live above your business, I mean, it's hard to ever relax because they're
you never leave it.
No, they're knocking on the door. Hey,
I've got 5 or 6 acres out here, and I thought about putting something out here, out in the woods back there. You couldn't even see me, but then I'm thinking I would never leave. So I can understand that.
It is. They're knocking on doors. Hey, the popcorn machine's not popping. Hold on, let me get my pants on. That kind of thing. So we did buy a piece of property over on Cypress Street, and we're working on that. And we're gonna take the apartment and Airbnb it.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, make it a packet where you rent it for the night and you get movies.
Come stay above a theater. Stay up all night watching movies.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool.
So you got a lot on Cypress Street here in the city limits, right?
It's Roscoe Dean's old house, one of his old houses. In fact, I found a lot of his memorabilia in it. He had a little building out behind there that was covered up in bamboo. I found basically the paperwork when he left Senate. That's where he put it.
Oh, wow!
So I found.
So it was still there.
Oh yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Man, that's been sitting there a while then.
Yeah,
I mean, a while.
The room was hid off, and I found all kind of neat stuff in there.
Okay.
So I'm.
So you're just gonna tear it down and build up?
I basically gutted it. I'm gutting.
You got it, gutting it and redoing it, huh?
I'm going to new electrical, new air conditioning, everything, new roof.
Okay.
And I think that's my direction I'm gonna go in general. I was doing a lot of commercial flips and remodels.
Right.
I'm gonna go more to residential and sticking to Jessup with that.
Okay.
So. Because
the reason why I asked you that question is someone texted in. So does Hickox live in this county or the city? Well, legally you'd have to live in the city anyway.
Yeah. We do have a place that we go to in the county, but we live in the city. We have above the Strand. That's where we stay 5-6 days a week.
Every time I try to get a hold of you, that's where you are.
Yeah, that's where we're at. When I like to get away, I'll go out to the river sometimes, but we live in above the Strand.
Okay. And fixing to rebuild here on Cypress Street in the city. Okay. What other, you thought about it, you talked with Jamie, you decided it was what you really wanted to do. You wanted to become mayor of Jessup, and you talked about economic development in downtown Jessup. You talked about recreation. Anything else on your mind that you've thought about as your platform as you get ready to hit the pavement running for mayor of Jessup?
How much time you got?
No, just Cliff notes here. Cliff notes stuff.
My main thing
Cliff
is
notes.
Focusing basically 2 tiers of economic development. One is your downtown area. Downtown, a downtown with character, it's a draw card when you're trying to draw industry or anybody to town. The question they ask themselves when they're wanting to come is, is this a community we want to live in? And your character of your downtown really does play in heavy with that. Mm-hmm. So it's not just about the economic draw from downtown. It's also about the quality of life when you're doing your downtown. Now your outskirts, or in our case, the Walmart, Kmart, and McDonald's 3 areas, that's more of your economic impact areas. And obviously the area over towards Walmart's done the best probably at this point, I would say. But if we could get under that opportunity zone, the other 2 areas, and I've talked to the city attorney about how possibilities of doing this, that really would help to draw people. But just an organized, concerted organizing effort is what we need. There is a economic development board or authority. It's attached to the IDA. The only time they ever use that portion, you remember, Bob, in the last county meeting or a couple times ago, there was a little confusion about the 2 boards. what the differences were.
Right. Two economic boards for Wayne County.
Yeah, and they have one, but really the only time they use it, there's a few, is they use it as a mechanism sometimes, like with, for example, would be with Wolf Hospital. They've used it at that time. But in general rule, they're focused more on the industrial development, and they're doing a great job. They've done more impact in the last several years than a lot of people realize. Sometimes they have to kind of keep quiet with what they're doing.
Definitely. But a lot of industry want things.
Quiet.
But
they've done some good things. They got some good things coming down the pipe. But what I'd like to do is take an authority that's focused strictly on the economic development and try to try to focus on that. Try to draw the commerce that we want and the locations we want it. You gain off that, not like I said, not just sales tax, but ad valorem, property tax. It all goes hand in hand. Plus the services it gives to the people. But when I get past that, there's a wide range. When I say recreation and leisure service, you can talk about the parks, but that wide ranges into anything from festivals to activities for the elderly. That's what makes a community a community.
Okay.
When you got things for people to do, things for them to enjoy, taking care of the children. These are things that make a community, and that's what I'm really looking forward to diving. I'm excited to dive into that. So my first thing, if when mayor, would be I know they've gone through a lot. They've had a lot of issues of recent. I want to be a burst of energy to jump on the board with the guys that are there. Burst of energy to help them go forward and attack some of these things that are positive. That's my goal. That's why I reached out to them to begin with, to see what kind of support I would have. See if
You're talking to the current city commissioners, in case somebody just tuned in. And the question a moment ago was that didn't answer. I forgot what it was, and you forgot what it was, and someone just texted in. I'm sure that your last day as county commissioner will be September 1st, because that's the day that. Tomorrow, when? It's at the very time that when I qualify. When you qualify?
Yeah, the state constitution says that when you qualify for another post as a county commissioner, that you immediately vacate that post. I'm going to call today, and I'm going to find out exactly what process, because I want to do it right. If I need to go ahead and tender the resignation to the governor, because that's who you do it to. I want to go ahead and do it. I don't want it to be like an automatic thing because I qualify for another post.
I see.
But at very latest will be the 16th.
The latest will be the 16th. Yeah. Okay. All right.
17th.
17th. Okay. The 17th of August will be the very latest that you'd be able to, that you'll be county commissioner, that you'll resign from that as you'll run for mayor.
I've been here 15 minutes and Jamie hasn't said a word. Is that amazing?
Well, we're talking to you. I mean, she's just sitting back and relaxing. Yeah, we're not talking about your businesses. We're not,
I've never seen her that quiet though.
Yeah, she's just back there supporting her man.
How long does the county go without a representative? That's the question that everybody's asking.
That is a good question.
If you have to, you're saying you can't appoint somebody, so how long does that seat sit vacant before they have the election?
Well, that's a Tammy question. Maybe we need to call her. But she has so many days after I resigned to have qualifications, and there's a timetable on how long for they have to have the election. They're hoping to put the election to match with a date already. But the best I know, that first date would be May. That's too long.
Yeah, you're talking about 7-8 months possibly without a commissioner if you're going to try to put it on a date where the primary is going to be for next year's election. So that's still a long time. So it'll be interesting to see what Tammy finds out that she can do to set up a special election for this position for county commissioner for District 5.
And it'd be interesting who all comes out for it.
But you don't know, and she's still looking into it.
Yeah, same thing with me resigning. That was a big question mark. I talked with both the county city attorney. Both of them didn't find anything with the city of the county that required me to resign before a decision was made. And then we spoke with Tammy. Tammy called Secretary of State. Secretary of State made a ruling on it that I didn't have to. And then next thing I know, come back that they found in the Georgia Constitution that I did. Both attorneys agreed. Called back Secretary of State. They reversed it. So you want to do things right. So that's what you got to do.
So you had one word that you could stay in, then you had a second word that you couldn't. So now you'll be resigned by August 17th as county commissioner, and then the county will have to figure out how to have a special election for your seat, District 5, for county commissioner.
Yeah, I certainly didn't plan this. I mean, my plan was to stick right where what I was doing. But when it was put to me, and I started thinking about it with David Earl, I know where my passion is, and I feel good about, as a county commissioner, I feel good about the fact that we have got the county in better shape. We talked about that. I've told y'all the last meeting I was here that we should be able to lower the taxes by 2 mills. We have got it in better shape. Now, it was got in better shape by taxing people, but for whatever reason it's there, it is in better shape. Now it's up to the people of how they want it run, and they got an opportunity in this next election to make that decision. I just hope that if nothing else been accomplished, the people will be active in their government, and they'll ask the questions about what of the people who are running to know that they're going to be transparent and going to run it the way they want it run. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we work for you guys.
Okay.
You know when he pays $100 a year, don't you?
Sir?
I said, the mayor's position only pays $100 a year.
Bob, did you ever think I ran for office for money? I mean, is that hold
None
on?
of these officers pay money.
Did you think that was my purpose for running?
You're definitely taking a pay cut. So.
Just a little information for you, Bob. It cost me money to be county commissioner because I could not bid on how. Right with me a minute.
Rumors in Wayne County.
I hear
the rumor is that David Earl is a genius. He's leaving the mayor's office but only paid $100 a year to sign up for city manager who pays over $100,000 a year. So he's a genius.
Okay. Anybody that claims they maybe senator.
That's just a joke. He's not doing it as a
maybe
joke.
senator something like that. I don't know, but I can tell you anybody that runs for a local office has got to be doing it for.
You have to have a sense of purpose, of community, of involvement. You don't do it for money for local.
Yeah, we've been Jamie flip houses. We do construction. We have real estate. So when I became a county commissioner, I could do no bids on any air conditioning or electrical with the county, and I was before. So I lost that. I couldn't bid anymore. I also could not purchase any property. There was many times we had sealed bids. There were sealed bids, and I couldn't bid on houses, and that's what we do. So it actually cost me. So if you're in that position, I did it because I wanted to help the people, and so certainly going to mayor, if there's a pay cut there, I don't really. That's no bear.
Bob's kidding around about that because we all know we've seen this for years and years and years. When you're a local politician, whether a county commissioner, city commissioner, mayor, whatever the case may be, you don't make any money.
No,
I mean,
the mayor just only makes $100.
$100 a year.
The mayor's scriven over.
Is it a year?
It's a year. It's a year.
A year.
A year. That's
a year.
That's not even $10 a month.
I'm telling you, that's all I'm saying. That's crazy.
That's so you can buy one suit. I wou't buy a suit, will it?
I don't know. He won't buy a suit. He may buy you.
When's the last time you bought a suit?
No, David, have Laura hook me up.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, Ralph Hickox, we appreciate you coming in this morning, stepping down as District 5 County Commissioner to run for the mayor of Jessup. The election will be the first Tuesday in November, and we look forward to having you back on before then.
Can I throw out my contact information?
Sure.
I have had people that's reached out asking information, want to know where I stand on this, where I stand on that. If anybody knows anything about me, know I'm an open book. Anytime we've ever had an issue, y'all know I've been glad to come on here and whether it be good or bad, I've come talk to you guys, and my phone number, this is my personal cell. It's 912-424-7075. Again, that's 912-424-7075. Easiest to text me, but you can call me if you got any questions. Don't hesitate. My email is rahickox@yahoo. I'm absolutely transparent, open book. If you got questions, I may not give you the answer you want to hear, but I'll tell you exactly where I stand on something. But I appreciate all you guys' support out there. I look forward to the opportunity to be mayor of Jessup and to help Jessup grow and go into carry it to the next level. I can't be the kind of spokesman, obviously, that David Earl, but I plan on trying to do what Ralph can do and do the best I can.
Okay. Ralph, thanks for coming in. Jamie, good seeing you. Y'all take care.
Gosh, he's so quiet.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates Country